Start our meeting on February 24th for the Recreation Commission. We have a quorum and we can start it off. We don't have any minutes from the last meeting, so nothing was, we'll take care of that at a future meeting. So why don't we jump into our visitors, and would you like to go first? Name?
Joe Bellino.
It's gonna shut the door.
Joe who?
Bellino. Bellino.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe.
Following up on two requests that I've made. One was for the use of the grassy area in front of the snack shack at Dara Pond,
Wait, can I ask what organization? I'm sorry.
Litchfield Lacrosse.
Okay, sorry.
I want to rescind that request. I went through the board and they recommend that I use Sawmill as approved, so I will not need to request the use of Dara Pond Field or War Memorial Park. My second request that I put in, which I still want to follow up on, is the use of Talent Hall. And that would be on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m.
So, I appreciate the rescinding of the first one. That'll help balance things off. And this meeting is going to talk about the requests that are coming in right now.
Okay.
The key to the requests for March, April, because of where we stand, that we probably won't see green grass on the fields till sometime in May, is that lacrosse, softball, baseball, pickleball, and softball.
And now, Cub Scouts.
We'll talk about that. All have the same usage requirements. So we handed it off to them 2 years ago and said, we're not going to do it. You're going to have an assigned person from each of your leagues. The five of you are going to get together and present us with a schedule. I think they did it in conjunction with Andy because he does the scheduling, and they came as a group, and we didn't have to do it here because lacrosse already has the approval to use the facilities, so all we have to do is put it in the calendar, as opposed to individual coaches and individual groups coming in. It puts our hands in a place, I was first, we don't go down that path. We hand it back and say, these are the requests we have, so you guys have to work it out. And I wasn't here that last meeting to talk about that, but that's what we did 2 years running now for the spring.
Yes.
Now, it's going to be longer this year based on snow melt than in the past. Usually it's only 3 or 4 weeks, so I'm suspecting it'll be much longer than that with 4 or 5 feet of snow out in the fields right now. So, any other?
Well, you mentioned that the leagues need to coordinate among themselves, but the problem is, I don't know how they're going to necessarily coordinate among themselves based on one calendar, and what I'm being told is that the calendar's not being, requests are being made and it's not being updated. So
I guess
Has it not been updated?
the calendar, there's been a couple requests put in there, I've been told, but it hasn't been approved.
Everything that's gone through the schedule once request has been approved and it automatically goes onto the calendar.
But I guess my concern is, going forward for the March and April, is I don't want it, somebody keys in because it's open, boom, it's their time, because now we're going to get back into the old school problem that we had 3 and 4 years ago, where I put my paperwork in. I'd rather see the calendar blocked right now and say, there's no time available until after you guys all get together. And now we're not giving out time based on requests coming in, just because somebody got on top of it a little bit earlier. Now, who's field guy for you? Is it
I think his last name is Sewell.
Yeah, Sewell. Oh, there we go. Yes. Basically, what I was just saying when he came up to talk about his request for Dara is all of lacrosse requests should go through one person lacrosse. But those 5 organizations that use the hall primarily, because of the size and so forth, need to come together. They need to get together a meeting. I don't know if you want to meet with them as well or not, Andy, and kind of be the liaison, or if you just want them to get together on their own. But all the requests are going to come through, and they're all valid requests from 5 organizations. Time-wise, it's going to, each of you should basically have 1/5 at a time. I know pickleball typically goes, you know what, we're gonna go early. We won't bother with the times after school gets out. At that point, now you're sitting on maybe 6 hours per day for the 5 days during the week, and the 2 weekends you guys can divvy that time up and balance it, because that's what I would do. Prior to 2 years ago, we did hand it out, and when we handed it out, I think they decided it was a better place to go, as opposed to me just crossing and placing people in places to where they go. They said, we'll just move on, we'll find a way to work together. So, I don't think this was talked about last meeting, again, I wasn't here, so
And
I've
I
been
mean, the other
getting the
thing too,
emails.
we talk about it at the beginning of every, like this time of year, is, because there's usually new people from baseball, softball, lacrosse. When you're in there using Talent Hall, it's gotta be strictly indoor equipment. You know, none of the hard ball, because, I mean, it can do some severe damage. I don't know how many emergency lights we've replaced, and covers, and all kinds of things in there. Light fixtures, so.
We did the Sunday night lacrosse, went in there, and they had some softballs, but they had some of the hard ones, and it has to be the mindset, same thing with softball, it has to be that mindset that, you know, we're gonna make sure that we stick to it, especially since the hall's been fixed up again and all painted again last year, so we don't need to get it mashed and put in place. So it doesn't really.
So what is the process right now?
Right, so since lacrosse has approval to use the hall,
They all do.
okay, they fall
Right.
under whatever, so
Right.
Joe has approval to use the hall. I asked Joe to fill this out. He could have just gone into the calendar and,
Well, no, Schedule 1's link, right now,
see, this is what I'm confused by, because that means either we have to shut down the calendar,
Which is what I just said.
right, but that's now, and we already have the calendar filled out. So, the calendar's being filled out by people making requests. We should have locked it down probably in the beginning of February, and had all the, so we're getting approvals apparently. I see Keith Buxton has his session's been approved. Rick said he sent something in for Thursdays, apparently that's not on the calendar yet. I see baseball in here, for couple weeks, Andy? But it doesn't go for the full week, the full month of March. I guess I'm confused because it's only one person maintaining the calendar.
Yep.
We don't see the request as a board. I'm being told, like Rick's my husband, so he's telling me, yeah, I put a request in, but I haven't heard anything back. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't see it on there. Now we have Joe coming in from lacrosse requesting time. We also have Paul over here from lacrosse. I'm not sure if it's field usage, but I just don't know how we're going to, at this point now, the calendar's open. So we've missed the opportunity to shut down the calendar and have all the leagues get together.
what was Rick's request?
He was Thursday 6 to 8.
All right, because I got one for Mondays, Monday the 16th of March, like 5 to something.
No, I'll ask him again. He said he sent in, he put in a request for 6 to 8 on Thursdays. That aside, it's filling up, and we got Joe here looking for,
So is LGSL in there for their 3 2-hour blocks already? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, from 5 to 7?
which, for the whole month of March, April?
316, 317, 319.
What time? What time? Say that again?
5 to 7
5 to
on
7.
Monday for umpire clinics, yep, that's
Yep.
already been approved. 517, I don't see anything for 17. That's soccer is in there, from 6 to 7:30. And Buxton's in there for his class practice from 6 to 8.
Which is also softball.
Right, but those aren't the requests that Keith Kay made for umpire clinics.
Right, umpire clinics are those 3,
Right, but there's only one date in there.
which is where the confusion's gonna start rolling.
I think the confusion, at least on my part, has already started. I think we have this form that we request people fill out. Now, if this is no longer the case for all the leagues because they've been approved, then it's my fault for requesting them to fill it out. If I'm hearing you correctly, there's no need, if the leagues have already been approved, then I don't need to be asking people to fill this out for a league activity.
Right, but the thing is, it needs to come through a sync, like it can't be all the individual coaches doing it, because it has to be something that's approved. But what we wanted to do is have, like soccer had Jason Combe putting every request in for anything that soccer wanted for anything.
Okay, so that would now be Paul, I'm gathering. Are you
For lacrosse.
lacrosse's coordinator for field usage?
As I understand.
And you took that over from who?
I think Mike had it last
Mike
year.
Bosky, right?
Bosky.
Okay.
So, then Joe's request would just be a calendar input, a request to the calendar?
The schedule once request thing that we have is for, like, if you wanted to request Tuesday nights
And that's what I thought.
for 4 or 5 weeks, you'd have to request each individual one, because it's basically approve. Keith Buxton had sent me a separate note saying, I don't want it just for that one, I want it for these weeks. So I then went back into the calendar and changed it to recur every week. But anything that doesn't have that attached to it, if it's just request, like if you put in 20 different requests, I can only approve one. So if you request 20 different days, it basically, the way it's set up is you pick the first one that's available.
Right. So, in Joe's case, he has Wednesdays, 7 to
7 to 8:30.
8:30. Well, that's already been blocked off by Keith Buxton
Right.
from 6 to 8.
And on the day I filled this out, it was not. This was on
And
the
that's where
18th.
I never even saw Keith's request. So
Right,
it's
but
only
it might have
going to
been-
one
'cause
person.
That was just the other day.
But even still, I don't even see Rick's requests. We don't see it because there's only one person on the board that's seeing these requests to maintain this calendar, as opposed to saying, okay, we need the leagues to get together, shutting it down, which we've missed that opportunity, but shutting it down, letting the leagues get together, at least having a meeting or something to discuss with the leagues. I don't know how to maintain this now as a board with these requests coming in. Do we go and have Joe talk to Keith about
Well,
their
that's been the
conflict in time?
historical. It shouldn't, well, technically it shouldn't be Joe either, right?
It should be Paul,
'Cause
I
it
guess.
should be Paul.
Right.
Well, I'm coaching with Keith too, so I'm
Right.
gonna be there either
Uh,
way. I'm just doing a different sport. So he took the time, but that's all right. I'll be there for softball.
No, that's not what I mean. We're just, as far as keeping the coordination through, it should
I
be the.
understand. What I hear is that I'm trying to coordinate with 4 lacrosse coaches, Cub Scouts, however many soccer coaches, however many softball coaches. That seems like a lot for outside agency. It almost seems easier if I would tell you guys, if there's a spot, you take it. If not, oh well. First come, first serve. But I understand, if that's not how you do it, so be it. I'm just trying to learn the process.
Right.
But it almost seems a little counterproductive for me to go meet with 15
Well,
different
almost-
coaches.
I think
No,
we
no,
need to.
no.
If-
Yeah.
The way
Let
it's
the
supposed to work
coaches
is basically
go
each
with
league
Paul.
should have a coordinator.
Right. At the beginning of the meeting, though, you said it was up to all the organizations to get together and divvy up
To
time.
one
Yes.
person. for
One
the
person each
organization.
organization. And they should come up with an agreement towards time usage, how much time they're each gonna take. Because the last time this rolled and it wasn't done this way, I started making decisions and plugging people in. You've got X amount of time, you've got X amount of time, and the leagues felt that was a little overbearing.
And did you make that based on like a first come, first serve?
No, because I don't think it's right to say, okay, I decided in November that I need the facility in March, so I put my request in. It's not how, as a group, we've tried to get away from that, because historically, probably well before we were on the board, that pretty much was the plan, but it wasn't used to the level the hall is used now. We didn't have as many sports or as many people that recognized the need for indoor sports. The big exception this year is we're not going to see the fields, and that's really where my concern came, discussing it before our last meeting, that we're not going to see these fields anytime soon, so everybody's going to want to be in there. So we have to change up a little bit.
Right.
Two years ago, we walked in the fields real early. I mean, people were talking about looking to replace basketball in February, and that was, it's a no-brainer, no. But, as soon as March shows up, it was 2 weeks. The leagues all got together, panned it out. We're not talking 2 weeks here. If they all jump together and get together, it's easy to fix in a couple days. It's not something that has to come back to us. It can go right through Andy, be put in, hey, these are the times we've all agreed to. I know pickleball, as historically, is gone at this time of year and go, okay, we'll back off and just do the early morning things and give up the weekends. That's usually what ends up happening at this time of year, because they recognize, all right, you know what, we've got it 9 months out of the year or 8 months out of the year, we'll back down a little bit. Make sense to everybody? Everybody on board with that?
It does, except we've missed,
We probably should have done it in January and blocked the calendar at that point and said,
and either our communication isn't, I mean, obviously Paul's new. So was it to Bosky that Bosky should have communicated
well,
that we need
probably.
to? I just don't think we,
Because the nice part, last year, Bosky was involved in both softball and lacrosse, so we took care of both. He worked with Keith direct and
Softball or soccer?
Soccer.
soccer, lacrosse. They worked with Keith in softball, and they
Right.
informed Janet. And it wasn't easy. And baseball missed out last year, so our discussion last year was,
right.
so now baseball's put requests in, but I don't think the organizations have taken the time to.
Because, I mean, technically, the way our bylaws are still written, too, is town organizations get
Oh, yeah,
first bid, which now we've got,
they're all town organizations,
not all, well, baseball
town.
and lacrosse are town. But soccer and softball are not.
Oh, okay. They don't, you mean they don't fall under,
It's not a
rec.
right, it's not,
they are town organizations, they just don't fall under.
right, they're all independent town organizations, whereas,
So in that mindset, I guess we have
The Cub Scouts.
two requests that came in. You said there was another
We
one
have-
for, you
know
can
if
grab
it
a seat
was
if you want. Yeah. Just while we hammer this whole thing out, we've got a Cub Scout request for a den meeting, and there was a request from, what did you say it was?
Daisy, true?
Daisy
That
Troop?
just
It
came
wasn't
in.
it wasn't a request, it was just an email,
Yeah,
but it
that just
wasn't
came in
the
today.
form wasn't filled
All
out.
right, I don't, is somebody here from the Daisy Troop? Okay. Again,
I
I'll
didn't
come
see
back
it,
to,
no.
I think historically, this time of year, I'd say no to a request like this and tell them to go talk to the school or talk to the town and grab a hold of this. That would
Okay.
be my answer going back. I mean, I can contact, is this
Oh, I
somebody you
can
know?
contact them,
All right. And again, not to say no, 8 or 9 months. Is there somebody from the Cub Scout group here? or-
Yeah.
Okay,
No, not yet.
all right. And just hand that back and say, at this time of year, it's just not appropriate to take the gym away from, it could be 15, 20 players in the gym trying to get ready for spring sports.
So when requests like this come in to the board, and this came in, I don't know, a week or so ago, I should have said to Joe, go talk to Paul. And then Paul, you go talk to whoever.
I don't think you need to make that decision.
Well, I
think
feel
you
bad,
should-
they're filling out forms on my request, saying, hey, can you guys fill this form
That's
out?
okay though, but I think it needs to be discussed. I don't think
Well-
you should make the decision based on what we've done in the past, because maybe we're gonna do something different this year. I think it just needs to be discussed at a meeting.
Oh, I agree.
So if they fill out a form, so be it. They wasted 2 minutes of their time.
But I agree on discussing it now because I guess it's the calendar. The calendar's getting more use because people are going directly to you. They understand the rules now. They can go directly to you, block out 6 or 8 weeks of Wednesdays. But, so now they're not coming in through to the rec commission. So we don't see these usage requests. Should we make some sort of policy or process that, okay, you want, or I don't know, is there a way to link our alias to it or something that it can come to all of us so we're aware of it? And
I mean, I can
requests.
forward it, I guess, because it's linked to the email address that I have is the login that I have for the scheduling approval thing, not the, I mean, the actual calendar itself, everybody I think has access to it.
we have access to after you update it. So I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, I don't see Rick's request in there because I don't see a request. You see the request,
Right.
but none of us get this request. And then I don't see, I'm like, well, it's not updated, so I don't know if Andy got it or not. So, and unless I send you an email and say, Andy, did you get the request? As a board, I think we as a board should be aware of requests that are being made. I mean, if we're asking people to fill out forms, and yes, it only takes 5 minutes, but at least this is a hard copy or on email, we're aware of it as a board. We have outside people requesting in the calendar that the board, we don't know about. So I could have told Joe, and I just saw the update now from Keith Buxton, I could have told Joe, well, this was blocked, Joe, you can't have it. Because it wasn't the other day, Wednesday at 6 to 8.
But the reality to that as well, though, I mean, Keith putting his time in there and so forth, really, yes, we've approved it, but as a group, we gotta say, you know what, is that important to, I don't know, it's for softball?
I guess so, yeah.
Is that softball's league request, is that gonna be 2 of their hours worth of time, if we're gonna do a balanced hours worth of time?
Right, we don't see it.
Right, if we're
So-
talking, because we're talking 50, 54 hours worth of time available,
Mm-hmm.
if we've got 5 organizations, they've all got 10 hours each. That's really how it should all play along with.
Yeah.
Or, you know, depending how you look at it, if you hold pickleball to a different standard, then that's a different set of times. But that would be up to each league. At
Yep.
that point, when they hit their maxes, then that's the times they've chosen.
And that's fine, I'm just saying, as a board, we're not unaware of these requests.
Is that something you can easily zip forward?
I'm taking a look at it now.
Can you guys do like a sign-up genius kind
Oh,
of
God, no.
format?
Oh, I don't know. I've done too many sign-up geniuses. No, I don't think we should do a sign-up genius. No. We'll stick with the calendar, even
Yeah.
as,
Calendar's confusing enough, but at least it's consistent
Yeah.
right now.
And about the request for Sawmill,
So Sawmill's
So,
in the same
yeah.
boat. Sawmill is not a request, see, again, it was easier last year. Sawmill was a soccer lacrosse request. Same person sat with himself and came up with a plan and handed it to both the boards and handed it back to us. And we went, yeah, perfect, because you're the only ones using it. So is Mike still in charge of soccer fields, or,
Oh, no, Gina, who's the field coordinator, Jason Cohen, is the coordinator.
oh, is it Jason? Okay.
Yeah.
Then that would be the connection at that point. The lacrosse request for the fields, they've got use of the fields. That's not an issue. It's the times. You've got to sit with soccer and say, we're going to do this time, you're going to do this time, and come to an agreement. If they can't come
their
to it.
request conflicts with ours?
What's that?
Their request conflicts currently with
I haven't
ours?
seen, so
We haven't gotten one
I'm
yet.
looking
That's
at
why we
yours.
won't approve one until we get them both. Because we
haven't
know
gotten a
both are
soccer
going to
request
use it.
yet.
let me check, wait a minute, because we have lacrosse right here. We have your request, Paul. And I'm trying to see who, soccer. Who would have sent it from soccer?
Jason Cohen.
Jason Cole.
Jason, I haven't seen
I haven't seen anything from Jason.
I think there's somebody new from soccer, though.
I know this.
Not
It's
from
just,
the soccer board, Jason charges them.
John Craig?
Oh, Jonathan might have sent it, yeah.
Jonathan Craig. Okay,
Okay.
so we have soccer's request here. They are looking for, so Paul, it looks like he's aware of your request because he's requesting Innis and Sawmill Fields 1 and 3, whereas you're requesting
Strictly 2.
strictly 2. You guys both have the same times of day. So he seems to be aware of your request. Did you guys already discuss the fact that you just wanted field 2?
He may be aware of it
I
just from
believe
previous years.
his son plays lacrosse.
Okay.
So I think he's aware of the lacrosse schedule.
Okay. So that's good. He's selected Innis and fields 1 and 3. And then you, Paul, are requesting just field 2
Correct.
But
with the same times.
when the field's open,
When the
and
field's
we'll
open.
tell you when they open, it really is gonna come down to games, practices, those 2 organizations saying, yep, we've intermeshed. Because honestly, as a group here, as long as you guys have cleared it with each other, we don't really care. Who's Jen Bork?
So Jen,
I know it's lacrosse, but is that somebody that you're working with as well?
Jen had come to our board regarding female
Clinic.
lacrosse.
right, she's doing a clinic.
I understand
Yeah.
that, but it's still in the same mindset. If he's the fields guy for lacrosse, Jen would have to get that field approved through you to make sure soccer's not there, as opposed to through us to do it. If it's a lacrosse-sponsored program, and lacrosse is okay with it, then we're okay with it. I mean, it's just part of your
Is that
whole
an
thing.
existing request that she's put in?
There's a request
I'm
here
looking.
from Sunday mornings for 6 weeks, May and June. 1 hour of field space on Sunday mornings to run lacrosse sessions.
1 hour?
1 hour is all they're looking for 6 weeks in May and June. Doesn't say when it starts, doesn't have it actually does have a facility. Hang on a second.
So she went to last
5:3
meeting.
to 6:14, from 10 to 11. Now, I don't know how that works. I assume there's games there on Sunday mornings. That's what you guys were playing last year, were games. So to run a clinic at the same time you've got games, that would be a place that you'd have to work with her and say, no, it's not going to work. We can give you 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever at that point. It's not that we don't want the information forwarded, but we just want it through one person, you know. That it's
I
going
think
through.
that makes perfect sense to have one point of contact. It just would have been helpful had we known that. Whether it's with us or that, like I know to her point, you know, it only takes 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes, but I've been waiting a week and a half to find out if this is going through or not.
And again, without sitting here doing this, I couldn't answer you direct because I'd be then forcing, you know, without discussing it, back to you and say, no, this isn't going to work that way. But the organizations have been told for, well, really 3 years ago is when it started. The last 2 years we were real consistent. You guys are doing great. You did fine 3 years ago. Let's keep the process going. Just send us the final schedules, just like basketball does. They actually assemble a schedule 2 weeks after everything's all already started, and they post it up and it's all done. Same thing with lacrosse, same thing with softball. So the organizations have known that. The changes in organizations we can't control. I mean, it's going to change every year. We're just hoping they pass that information forward. They say, yeah, all you have to do is, you know, step up and do this.
I
And
wonder if we
again,
have to document on our end, maybe even I put something on the website, just explaining the process a little better. I don't know.
I guess.
I know you're
I
saying
think the
it's
hard
been-
part this year is it's epic. We haven't seen a story
No, we
like
haven't,
this in years.
but we also, this is truly only the, I believe, second year that we've now put this calendar into effect, and people can actually go directly
Correct.
to a
Well,
calendar.
no, the calendar's been there for about 5 years. The
They're clicking.
the request.
Right, I understand,
yeah.
right, the calendar.
And again, that's
calendar.
more, this is more for the,
I thought it was
the
always
issue we were
just,
running into was, you know, Friday morning, somebody's gonna request something for next Wednesday, and we don't meet until the following Tuesday.
agreed, and I thought that's what it was originally designed
Yes.
to do, 1 hour, one time. I didn't realize now we've turned this, that's evolved into,
Well, most of
6 to
what
8
I
week
mean,
sessions.
Keith was really the only one that I did do that. Everything else has been an umpire clinic training.
Right.
This or that. That's what I've been approving through this.
So now, here we are, starting the spring sports, and it's getting craziness, but this is so now we're moving forward and using a calendar, this calendar, with these requests as opposed to this. Do we even do this anymore?
Yeah, well, what we talked about maybe 3 months ago is what we need to do is we need to have that on file for the organization.
Okay, so we
So
still
that we
want this
know,
on file.
so we know, okay, this is the person that's in charge.
Yes.
This is, so if whoever's doing it for softball, they fill it out, basically that's the contact person, and they're the ones that are on that paperwork so that we
Okay,
have a
so
contact person.
that actually, Andy, is very helpful. Did
Yes.
Keith fill one of these out?
Yes,
Did Keith fill one of these out?
you should. I haven't seen one.
That's what I'm saying. So
Actually,
what we should
no,
say.
actually, you know what?
What we should say for that calendar, somewhere, if you have a way, fill this out, make your request, fill this out, email it to the alias. So then we at least have a hard copy saying, yes, we recognize the fact that this is their request, it's now on the calendar, and we have it.
But we have one issue in all of that.
What?
That we've agreed as a group that Winterfest is a Litchfield Recreation Commission function. It is not a requested function. It is a done function. With Keith on the board, he has to separate, is this a softball request or is this a Litchfield
Well, he
rec
says it right there,
request?
it was a blast request, his thing
Right.
is blast.
I understand that, so he
Well,
should
and
submit a
just
form
to,
at
just
that
to clear
point
up the
because of
request
blast.
things, and I don't know why, but there's a block of 10 requests that never came through to me by email. One from Mike Bosky, one from Rick, one from Russ, 2 from Russ, 1 from you for lacrosse.
One from me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This
Sunday,
calendar's good.
January 18th, 2015.
Oh, that was the Sunday nights?
Yeah.
Yes, because we weren't getting the calendar going through. It wasn't for me, it was for,
And for some reason, those never went to my
So those are
Gmail.
blocked
No, those are still, when I actually go into the scheduling software itself,
Yeah.
which I never really go into, I just do it right from Gmail. There's a block that say, because it goes scheduled, 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 but then there's a whole block that says requested. And I don't know if Gmail just wasn't communicating with schedule once at that point, but Andy Santum, Keith Kiskowski, Scott Taylor,
So what are they,
they all got ignored.
Oops.
well, not only, well, whether they got, obviously, they didn't come in, but are there conflicting times? I mean,
Well, yeah, I can't, and the problem is I can open up one at a time. It doesn't just show me on a.
so we have to,
We almost have to do this like a fantasy football draft. I think we need to sit down with a blank calendar with the main organizations and say,
with the heads from, yeah, the field.
just sit down, I mean,
maintenance
literally
people.
sit down at the stage on talent and set a date, say February 1st or January 1st or whatever the date is.
Get
And
the
say every
schedules.
year, we're gonna do this and just, you guys hash it out. If you guys both want Thursday nights, have a drag down fight, whatever.
So you're a big
Figure out who
basketball
wins.
guy, it's gonna be you doing it next year. When do you think you're able to do it for 2016?
I think we should do it in the first week of January.
Yeah.
Okay. So, now we have to do it for 2015. When can you do it? Because they're gonna have to fall on your schedule to get this done.
How about next Tuesday night?
For all of us, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm okay with that. I
But we
mean,
just gotta figure out a way as a board to be aware of these requests. And I think linking somehow the calendar to this usage is one way.
yeah.
Then at least we have the person, the dates. It comes to our alias, so we're aware of it. Andy gets the request for the calendar.
But to cover it for this year, you're picking next Tuesday, can you let those 5 organizations know?
Yep.
Right.
And then let them know that next year's date is X, which you're gonna
So
put
will
in
we
minutes.
change, like the ones that are in there already,
They're gonna have to adjust,
could be adjusted based on
Based on
whatever.
the
it is.
meeting.
right?
I don't see how else to do it.
So why don't we do it the old way that we used to? Just get these forms at our meeting and deal with it.
Because now we're trying to negotiate it out here, and I don't wanna sit here.
And I agree, it
and
should be
try-
the leagues.
Let them-
Let's get everybody
Because they
together.
might want Tuesday nights, but Wednesday
Everybody
might
doesn't
work, so if somebody,
And you might have coaches who are coaching 2 different sports that wanna try and negotiate the same night, and, oh no, it's
Now,
just,
we're
I'm
gonna-
just learning the process,
Yeah.
that's
Now,
all.
we're gonna need pickleball here as well, because I'm sure there's gonna be weekend requests.
right, but
So-
again, if
So I was saying, if we're
if
gonna get all the
pickleball has
leagues-
stayed where they've usually stayed and something like this, they're gonna go, all right, we'll take a back seat.
Oh, I'm sure they will, but they should
Right.
be at least allowed to be
Oh,
part of
absolutely.
the
I said
conversation.
pickleball, baseball, softball, which includes blast.
Right.
Lacrosse and soccer. Have I missed somebody? Just the 5.
Yeah, because these people can they'll have to go to,
So if
GMS.
pickleball backs out of the time when the kids can actually play, then you're basically taking 6 hours a day on the 5 weekdays. You pick up time, you can spread it between 4 teams, and then you 2 weekends, depending what time people want to start. I would hope that Janet and the pickleball group would recognize that we've got a unique situation this year, and they'll,
I'm sure they do.
typically they agree.
They're very
Yeah,
accommodating, they are.
they're fabulous towards that. So that puts 4 organizations splitting up 5 weekdays and 2 weekend days.
So we're meeting next Tuesday, March 3rd at Talent?
Yeah, I'll confirm that after,
Okay.
because I just want to get the MSBL.
Do you want to do
Yeah.
talent, or you want
Do it at talent.
to?
So, we know, Paul, are you available for next Tuesday?
Yes.
So we know, obviously, we'll be there. We know one person, one organization, we need, I guess,
4, you gotta get,
softball. Is it just one representative, or does it have to be like Keith Koskowski or
It
whoever?
has to be their schedule, whoever's going to
Who's ever
control
doing
their
the scheduling,
schedule.
okay.
We don't need a quorum though, because it's not a meeting.
we don't need to be
All
there.
right, we don't need to be
This is
there.
not,
They're just gonna hash out the schedule.
This is not a
the calendar.
Then we'll
recommended
Right,
thing.
we'll
right.
present it at a meeting for an official, okay.
Okay.
And I mean, if there's
So-
an issue, if somebody has an issue, if somebody leaves that saying, you know what, I'm getting, whatever, they can come to the hearings and state it, and then any conflict can be resolved.
Is Jonathan Craig now the new contact for soccer? Field usage, okay, so Jonathan Craig, Paul, we'll figure out whoever the softball is, and,
Janet, Parker
Jennifer,
for
pickleball?
pickleball, and it's, baseball is,
Oh, Russ.
Russ.
Okay,
Russ.
all right.
And I mean, yeah, and if he has somebody else, actually, he has a different field coordinator, but I'll talk to him and find out who that is.
So in
next-
notifying the field coordinators, we should also then notify,
No, I'm gonna notify the league presidents.
Yeah.
And say you need to send a designated coordinator to represent your league.
Next Tuesday.
okay,
That way it's not.
because we really want to jump into this fast. I mean,
Right.
want to come out of that meeting and say, here's the schedule, and I guess the best thing we can post on the calendar is until fields open up, calendars blocked with use by, town programs.
Yeah,
Just block it. I don't know if you can do that, and can block all available times until, if anybody's got a guess to when the snow is gonna melt, April 15th or whatever it's going to be,
so what time is that at, Andy?
7.
7?
He said he would confirm that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just gotta wait because the playoff schedule's not out
Okay.
yet, so I just don't know if I'm gonna be. Just want to make sure I don't conflict with something and not be able to go to the game.
I can't help you with that this year.
I know.
All right. No other organizations, as this group agrees, so no Cub Scouts, no.
Yeah.
We're just going sports organizations the normal programs. Okay.
Did you include instructional basketball? Because I know my daughter has 2 more instructional.
Yeah, that's already in the.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's not gonna change, it's still gonna be 9 o'clock on Saturday.
right.
Basketball's in season, so nobody else gets in until the basketball program is done.
Okay.
It's also been a fairly standard process here. All right, so we're set with that one?
Yes.
All right. You guys have anything else that you need?
Next Tuesday, March 3rd.
Okay. Let us know. Keep us informed. We love the emails. I love reading through and know where people stand. I just grab that group together and keep them all as a group. Great. Who else was here? I don't know who came in next.
I'm here just to hear details about a fundraiser that is.
Okay, so that's me. I think everybody's here for that. So that's me.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
So,
Thank you.
first off, no Easter egg hunt this year, obviously. Unless everybody
It'd be really
wants
easy
to hide.
just stick them in the snow.
I thought no painted eggs. Just use white eggs.
Well, I know somebody suggested, I'm like, you know what, that would be a blast for me, but I'd be the one out there trying to pick them up. So, so Easter egg hunt is no for this year. I do have $40 that I raised from the yard sale this year. That will just be kind of carried over until next year. All the money that I raised last year for the egg hunt went to supplies that, I always go and buy the clearance at Walmart and Target for this year's. So all that's just moving hopefully to next year. Unfortunately, Easter's so early and the snow is so big this year, we just can't do it.
Can't we do something indoors?
Well, that was the other thing somebody suggested. Can't really do Talent Hall because there's way too many people to even fit comfortably in there, and there's no place to hide them. So then I thought about maybe the high school, if we just close all the classroom doors and just do it in the hallways. At least then we could have the big kids here. And then I'm like, the high school's probably not going to let us do that because if the kids step on the eggs, then there's the middle school, but then there's a bunny breakfast. Where else could we do it? Not at my house, that's for sure. There's really no other place that I could think of to do it. Unless I'm open for suggestions. I would love to
I
do it.
think it'd be a
if we
hard
could.
sell to open the schools up. I mean, I can check with LMS and see if he's open to that tomorrow.
Okay.
But I really doubt it.
That, it would be
I
hard.
mean, even if I did the cafeteria through the gymnasium with him, would that be enough room?
Probably not. Believe it or not, we had a lot more older kids last year than little kids. I don't know how that happened.
I know what they did, because when they do it at St. Francis, it's
Yeah.
a really small area that they do it in.
Right.
But they literally do it in shifts. They'll
Do
break
they?
it down
Okay.
and say, okay, 4 and 5-year-olds or whatever, then have,
Okay.
instead of having one big group go out there, they do it in 4
Right.
or 5 groups. I mean, we could do something like that, and you could do it inside Talent, or you could, we got a nice snow blow the
Yeah, we do now.
Well, that's true. We do have a nice snow blower, don't we?
You know, you got that, you could snow blow where the basketball courts are out there. And actually, you could
Or your
leave past,
trail.
you could actually just make,
Make a maze.
yeah, you could make, instead of
we
a
already
corn
made it.
maze, you could make
We
a
made
snow
a
maze.
We made a maze.
Right,
And-
and the little bicycles.
For Winterfest. The bicycles.
But the problem with
Yeah.
that is that I do the other things. I do the bounce house, I do the clowns, I do the food, the face painting.
But all that can be done in Town Hall.
It can be it can, but there was one year, I don't think it was last year, maybe it was, no, it was the year before, because last year was raining. The year before there was snow, inside was an absolute mess from everybody walking, and I'm sure you ran into this with Winterfest. It was just slippery, people were
Yeah.
falling all over the
We had
place.
to get rugs. You'd have to get.
Right, exactly. And not only that is keeping somebody there. If we do shifts, then you're keeping a face painter there instead of 12 to 2.
I mean, you have the gazebo too that you put, that's sort of enclosed out there.
It really is, so Jesse,
Okay, so keep it open maybe?
I mean, is it just because of this, I mean, there is.
Yeah, because
The snow, yeah, I mean, that's gonna be your obstacle, but
right,
we did,
that's my only
I mean,
obstacle.
you do have, and I'm gathering we're gonna keep that wrap around the pavilion
Okay.
first until spring. I mean, it's actually nice, because you do
Okay.
have that area, you do have the ice rink that can be
Okay.
plowed. There is, over by the basketball courts, it is a maze now.
Okay, I haven't,
So
I
yeah.
didn't see it today. I
So
didn't go
that's-
about back.
It may need some touching up because of the recent snow, but you have that area.
Okay,
Within talent, I mean, you could request, I could put you in contact with the woman that we got the rugs from, the carpets, to see if that would help.
okay.
Well, I mean, and if you do, like in Talent, if you do the bouncy house and a couple other things.
Yeah.
Kids go up on the stage, they take their shoes off up there, because you don't want to wear the shoes in the bouncy house anyway. They come down, they're not wearing shoes, they can go in the bouncy house. So basically, make sure that it's shoe-free on the floor.
Oh, I don't know how we would do that though, unless everybody's coming in.
Yeah.
Because how it works is I have a table at the front and everybody would come in the front and get their bags. I suppose we could
We'll
do
have them come
that
to the back.
on the back and then have everybody take their shoes off.
But I mean, you're only gonna do limited things in there, you can do more stuff.
You also
Outside.
we can block the parking lot, park at Campbell. Not used. It's only 100 yards, 120-yard walk.
Oh, that's true, and just hide the eggs in the.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
maybe
you
we'll
can
do
section it off that way.
that. Okay.
I'd hate to lose the annual.
Well, me too. Trust me, I've been thinking. That's why I thought the high school. I thought the other schools, but I'm just thinking. Trust me, you should see the fields after the kids are done smashing on them. If it's not the egg that they want, they just trample on them, and there's no way I'd be able to. It would take me a week to go through the school and clean it up. But I've had suggestions from other people too. But I didn't think the parking lot. I mean, we just won't hide them. You know, like we have the grand prize egg and that kind of stuff. It'll be a free for all. You know, they don't have to be hid. So that's something
Well, I
to
mean,
think about.
it
Okay.
could also be a change in the way you do it. If you're going to put them all out there, and
Yeah.
we're going to do a drawing. Every egg's got a number in it. We're going to pull a number out of a hat here, and this is what you're going to get for a prize. They're not going to drop the eggs now. They're going to
Right.
grab them and hang on to them. So what you can get 5 eggs, and here's your lucky
You know what? That's a
lucky
good
egg number
idea.
or something like that.
That's a really good. Okay.
Now, when it's open
we'll
and
leave
it's
that
laid
open.
out, now you've got an opportunity to say, okay, you can only pick 5, so pick the right 5, and we'll do a drawing later on. You'll see what you win.
That's a good idea. I really like that actually. Okay, so
The pavilion area is
Disregard.
very nice too. You can
Is it?
move- You
Okay.
can move all the picnic tables like off to the side. It's very big. I mean, you'd have a lot of space and there's no snow in there, so you could put
Okay.
a lot of eggs. in that
really,
area.
okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been in there, so I didn't realize it was that much
It's
space.
quite large, and then we plowed, there's a fire pit, I'm not sure, I'm not sure if that's been taken away, but
Okay.
So
it's been plowed over there.
So if you did sections of the egg hunt in the pavilion, you could set
Yeah.
your bounce house and everything up in the parking lot and have people park at Campbell.
Yeah.
They won't allow that, well, at least we couldn't put any bouncy houses outside in the wintertime. Anything has to be.
So when are you
keep it
looking to
outside.
do this?
Bouncy
Oh.
house.
Well, Easter is what, the 5th? Is it the 5th?
It had
It's
to at least
early
be,
this
any
year, so it
inflatables
would
had to be above 50 degrees,
Oh,
we were told. So if it's above 50 degrees, you may be.
Oh, see, I
fine.
didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
I
found that
just, okay. All right. And I usually stick it in the corner. So, I mean, everything inside can remain the same. It's just the egg part of it, which is the whole point of an Easter egg hunt is to find the eggs. And if there's no way to hide the eggs, but I could certainly do that instead of hiding like a golden egg. Okay. So disregard my last comment. Let me think about it and I'll give you an update on the next meeting. Okay? Is that Fair, okay,
You
good.
can zip an email. It's already an
Yeah.
approved function. It's a rec commission function. All you
Okay.
do is send us an email.
Okay.
We don't need to approve it. It's there.
Okay, good, all right, so I'll do that, I'll ship you an email. Now, my other thing is, the big fire that happened, I'm sure you guys have all heard about it. We're looking to do a fundraiser.
Well,
Now,
which big fire?
the one on Martin.
Martin yesterday.
On Martin yesterday, they have 2 little kids. I know there are some things that are going on for the fire that happened the previous week. So there are some things already set in town for that. We're looking for, to help out the family for the fire was it yesterday?
Yeah.
It's been so,
They lost
everything, right,
Embers.
right.
Including
So,
the family dogs, I believe.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, so sad.
Oh.
So a lot of the moms have started out a drive, which you're one of them, where people are dropping off stuff. So I wanted to find out, I know Talent Hall can't be used for private functions. Can it be used for a community fundraiser?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It can,
Yeah, but
okay.
when we talk about private functions, it's like
Birthday parties, right,
things like
right.
that.
Different
But this is for-
organizations hold fundraisers there all the
Yeah.
time, like the comedy shows and things like
Okay,
that.
okay, I wasn't sure where it was just a citizen. I know the
Right, we're not like
comedy.
technically an
Well, if you do it
Right.
as the
Under-
playgroup,
under-
So,
Yeah.
as a rec commission member, are you looking to run this?
Yes,
Done.
I am,
Done.
well, I'm not done yet, but.
No,
Okay.
it's an easy answer for us, and that's the
Right,
whole
right.
point about Winterfest too. If it's a
Yeah.
rec commission function, and it's a function we think makes sense, I don't think anybody's gonna argue that point here.
Mm.
they don't know what it is yet.
Well, she's talking about doing a fundraiser, I don't care what the fundraiser is, it's a great
Oh,
idea.
yeah, well, it could be, you never know.
Go ahead, fire away.
Well, let me rethink this. No. Well, the first thing is this weekend. I didn't see anything on the calendar, except for pickleball, which I'm very comfortable talking to Janet about. We're looking for a place to first of all organize all the donations, everything that they've gotten, mounds and mounds and mounds of stuff. And what we need to do is we need to separate, for the little kids, for the adults, bins, for everything. We need a big space. There's a lot of stuff. So we're looking for a big space so we can organize and the family can come because they're in a hotel still. So we're looking for things that they could use immediately and the rest of the stuff can kind of just wait and we'll put that to the side. So that's what we're looking to do.
To the
this-
side where?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
well, they're working on a
Sounds
couple,
all-
they're working on a,
Stuff at our house at this point.
right. And Melissa's also looking at one of the church basements. They said that they had some room that they could store some things there once they're separated out. Okay, we need this now, we'll take this now, this can wait, this can wait. Do you know what I mean? So they have a place that they can put the extras, it's just so we can spread out and put bins, and so we have a bunch of people coming in to separate. And then the family can come in.
Do you have like an inventory that you're making?
Susan Haley.
Yeah.
She has an inventory?
Is there a way we
Yeah.
could possibly
It's
get
details.
one of the cafeterias? Because I'm thinking, if you can get a cafeteria at either LMS or GMS with the tables, it would be a lot easier to spread stuff out and not be sitting there stooping over on the floor.
Okay.
I
Plus
think
the
that would
fact
be
that they're
one.
collecting too.
See, I don't,
They're
sorry.
collecting too, so
Open on the weekends for.
See, I got this
They work
whole
for
laundry
basketball.
list that
they're
the
open for
the
the women's
janitors.
club, for the pancake breakfast, you know.
Right, if
they're
the
open for
janitors
different-
work past 2:30 on school vacation, then we've gotta pay for their overtime. And I don't know about weekends, so
But
I
the
don't
fact that
even
the
know.
school is also collecting items.
They are,
So
yeah.
why can't you guys work together?
There's two
I
kids at
suppose I
GMS or at LMS?
GMS.
GMS.
One is at GMS,
Operator.
Oh, one's for, and
One's younger.
yeah.
Very rare.
LMS is an easier sell for me than GMS.
Right. I also don't have a problem pulling some tables out and setting them up at Talent if, like, I don't know who to contact through the school. I don't know who
So-
to go.
You don't
through.
want the families to have to go to you guys and then to go to each school. It seems like it would make more sense if it's all put together, so they only have to go to one place to get, to see
Right.
what's there, instead of spending time that they really don't have, going through all kinds of buckets.
I'll cut the
Okay.
red tape for the school tomorrow and
Okay.
find out if that's a possibility for this weekend.
Okay,
All right, so, I don't know.
because we're flexible for this weekend, anytime.
Give me a call afternoon tomorrow.
Sorry? Not 12 to 3 on Sunday, sorry. That's right. You don't even want to know how much is going on
Do we
on
have a
Sunday.
specific time that you're looking at doing this?
So Saturday would probably be the best, and I would say Saturday is flexible.
You guys still in there in the gym?
Instructional is, yes.
Okay, what time does that?
No,
end?
instructional is a talent. I'm talking.
Oh,
GMS.
You're
Oh,
talking
GMS?
LMS.
Oh, LMS, okay.
No, yeah, I won't have any luck with GMS.
Okay,
I don't know. I know,
I know Mr. Thompson has been contacted,
mm-hmm,
and through Lori Martin.
okay,
She was collecting bins,
yep,
but if you just call and speak to either Lori or, I mean, Connie was in the office today.
okay,
The assistant principal, so someone is there.
okay,
I would just leave, or maybe email, or,
okay, and you think you can
not
do
in this
that?
gym anymore, 'cause
What's that?
it's-
Okay,
The playoffs. are
For
gonna be in
GMS,
November,
okay.
national.
Happy to be.
and then,
Cafeteria.
right, and if that
Right.
doesn't work, let me know and I'll call him.
So has Lori been the contact at GMS right now?
I'll have to check, because there's like a mom's blog that we're kind of.
And this
on.
is what's going on, is
And I know
it's
that-
chaos right now, because everybody's trying to help, everybody wants to do something, and it's, yeah, we're trying to, get it down to a manageable chaos.
I get that, but as the rec commission goes with the schools, we already have technically an approval form with the schools to utilize the facilities. So
Okay.
from that end, if I approach, I don't care if it's GMS or LMS, LMS is easier for me, but if Lori's involved, that's just as easy as it's talking to
Yeah.
the LMS
I
principal,
would-
so.
I would try, because I know that the boy goes there, so there's like a lot of connection.
All right,
And they're
I mean,
collecting
GMS would
right
be
there.
easy as far as
Yeah.
loading and
Dive
unloading
class.
stuff, right? When you think you can pull up almost right up to the doors at GMS
yeah,
cafeteria.
right now, it's about the same. I mean, the snow's blocked
Oh, yeah,
everything
that's
in
true.
both
Yeah,
places.
but can't you still park on the actual, the playground area that is still there?
Oh, yeah, there's just less parking at GMS than there
Yeah,
is at
that's true.
LMS at that point. That's
Okay.
why I was asking if basketball was in there. So,
Okay.
in this process, you're
Yes.
looking at Saturdays from 9 to noon, or?
12? Yeah.
I don't know.
Just a Saturday, 9 to 12. I would assume that would be enough time, 9 to 12, you think? Yeah?
And that's for a
Okay.
drop-off?
And that, no, this is for all the drop-off we already have. This is where we just need to bring it to one place and sort it.
Okay,
What
so-
they need immediately,
So you wanna put that down as, it's a sorting, drop-off?
right,
and-
exactly. It's for the stuff, I mean, if people want to come and donate at that
Maybe put
time.
inventory, I mean, I
That's
have
kinda
inventory
what-
sheets, like real ones.
Okay.
If you want, I can grab a stack and just hand them to you. or
We could
whatever.
certainly do that. I'll ask Susan tonight and
They're
see if
like
that's,
official moving inventory sheets, so I don't
Oh,
know if
okay.
that's too much. I'm sorry?
Has the items on it?
No, you have to just write in one,
what it is.
such and such.
Can I,
I'll
can I,
see if
can
my
I,
husband
can I make a
can-
suggestion? You guys can work those details out. What else do you wanna do?
Okay, so the other thing is the actual fundraiser that we would like to do. We would like to do a fundraiser. They have all their clothes and essentials that people are doing now. This fundraiser would be for like their bedroom stuff, their kitchen stuff. It's would be called like a fire shower. It's kind of like a bridal shower, baby shower type thing. They would register, people would come, bring them what they need or a gift card. It would be, people would bring potluck as well, food just for the people who came. Thank you for donating or whatever. And we're looking to do that again, a Saturday, either the 14th or the 21st of March. And that, again, looking at the calendar, is pickleball. I think pickleball has it from 2 o'clock to 8:30. So I can contact them and find out if we can get in there at like 6 o'clock.
Well, based
March.
off of what we just had for this meeting, next Tuesday is gonna determine the use of March in there.
Okay.
So, that
Well,
would.
the other thing too, if you're gonna, again, I think a cafeteria, I know they've done a bunch with like Knights of Columbus and spaghetti dinners and things like that. If you're gonna do, it might be easier doing something like that. If you're gonna have a lot of food and people heating up things.
You're right. She's thinking talent, and you're thinking back to the LMS.
Yeah.
What time?
Probably 6 o'clock in the evening time, 5
We have
o'clock.
some-
There's a
Something already
talent,
for
talent show March 14th.
PTO or who, is there an
You
organization
can't, you
that's
can't use
doing?
talent March 14th in the evening. 'cause
I was gonna say,
it's
what's-
a talent.
What
Comedy
That's the
show.
comedy night.
Okay, that's, it's not on the calendar.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to
right.
remember.
See, that's the thing. It's not on the calendar, so just
We all
looking
got
at the
emails
calendar.
about it.
I knew it was March, I just couldn't remember the date.
It was the rec commission email, somebody just asked this past week, when is the
Okay.
Yeah.
comedy
Oh,
show?
Because
So
the
if the
only
comedy
thing that
show's
I
on the
got was-
14th, I wouldn't recommend doing it the same night, because you're gonna
Right.
lose some of the
Right,
volunteers that you
right.
would normally get in town.
And the only thing, I just see
6
from
o'clock
Jeanette and Keith, between, like, Jeanette sent the schedule of March for talent, and I don't see anything
It was
about,
from,
yeah, unless I missed that one.
I knew we had approved something in March, I just couldn't remember the date. So it's the 14th that we approved the comedy night, but
So this is part of the same phone call then, for tomorrow.
Okay.
When I contact.
Okay, so you think the school would be a better venue?
Absolutely, I agree with him. You're gonna have the tables, you're gonna have a place to sit, and it's designed for that.
Okay,
And I'd be hard pressed to think that they wouldn't put a janitor on site just because the number of people are gonna have there. And I can't imagine the school board not approving something like
Okay.
that at this moment.
okay, so then I guess it would be the 21st or 28th then?
All right.
Not the 14th, if that's the comedy night? Okay, so,
And 6 till 9?
6 to 9, yeah, I think it's just basically people are gonna be coming in. I'm hoping they can get to Bed Bath & Beyond and register there, so people will know what to bring them, what they need for kitchen
Well,
and,
most of the stuff they'll do online, most people will do online.
what do you mean?
You can
You'll-
register online.
Oh, you
They
can
register
register
online, they
online?
can basically
Oh, it's
just
been a long time since
buy
I'm
it.
married or a baby, so.
People will buy it online, they won't even have to show up, it'll just automatically get,
I know that one
Oh.
of the emails or Facebook posts from the town, though, kept saying they don't need stuff because they have no place to
They
put it.
need cards.
They need
Right,
gift
they're
cards.
looking for gift cards. That's for the essentials. That's for the clothes and the boots that they need right
They're not
now.
gonna have
but-
their house back by March
They're looking to rent a
14th.
home.
Right,
In the meantime, nobody wants to live in a hotel with 2 young kids for
Right.
6 months while
right.
they're building a house.
So they're hoping to get in within the next week or so. And it's, because they were gonna do like a meal train and have a family bring a different dinner every single night. Well, let's get them the dishes, the forks, everything that they need if they're gonna be moving into a rented house.
All
So
right,
they can cook for them.
So I'll roll back.
Okay,
Details are gonna be on you guys to
Yep.
work that all out. I'm gonna work on the schools, get you answers tomorrow.
okay, and you'll call me or you want me to call you?
I'll call you.
Okay, and just let me know. So this weekend, on Saturday, 9 to 12.
Correct.
And then the
GMS
20,
or LMS and the drop off and sort.
Yeah.
And then the fundraiser on Saturday, the 21st of March, 6 to 9, 28th could be an optional day.
right, okay, it'll be her choice when they're, when they're ready.
Perfect.
Just,
That's
how are you
good.
gonna get the word? You do flyers and kids'
Yeah, this
folders?
is for them to
We'll
discuss. Yeah,
we'll talk about that after. They want to finish up, so, yeah. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
All right,
Okay, that was it from me. Thank you.
great. And you guys are all here for the same thing.
Yeah.
Board-wise, does anybody else have anything else they want to chat about tonight?
But just a wrap up, Colleen, of the Winterfest, it went really well.
really well, considering the weather. I mean, it was cold, but we don't have the final numbers, but it looks like we may have broken even or even made a little more. A little money this
Just
year.
as a,
We had-
well, do you feel like you had more people than
We had,
previous,
this is the
or-
first year we actually did wristbands. We're like, okay, let's get an idea of how many people are attending.
Oh.
We had 600 people attend, I can't remember, it was just over 600 people. So that was a positive, and that was just Saturday. Friday night with the parents' night out, that was excellent. We had, again, 100 kids. I think it was one of the best. It was, last year we did 120, that was a little too many, and we did a movie, and I don't think the movie really hit it off. This year we had,
Oh, the wildlife.
Yeah,
Oh,
wildlife.
so
He
mad
was
that I
so
missed
good.
that.
He was
Oh.
so good, really great guy.
I bet he was.
And then we had a DJ in town who came in and volunteered his time at no cost to us. So, Tim Otis, his daughter's in high school, so really nice guy. So he came, so we had the animal show, and the DJ, it was great. It was really nice.
Did you have the race?
We did.
You did? Really?
7 people.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, 17. 17.
Oh, okay.
17 people.
That's actually a lot, 'cause it was
Yeah, it was so cold. So if anyone wants to purchase a Winterfest shirt, we have plenty.
Oh, you do? I like one.
Yes, we do, because
How much are they?
$10.
Okay.
2 for 15. One for
Long
10.
sleeve, long sleeve.
Actually, I think we're gonna bring them down.
Do you plan on doing that, the wildlife thing again next year?
Yeah, I think, I mean, at this point, it was very good. It was excellent. So he was very good, affordable, Tim volunteering his time. So that was a profitable evening, which was great. And then we had 600 people attend on Saturday. And then even on Sunday, we had 51 people attend the breakfast.
That's
Which is a lot.
amazing. 'cause
And the
that was
snowshoeing
the
and the ice fishing.
snow. Yeah.
So one girl caught a fish.
Yeah.
One girl caught a fish.
Well,
So
good job, all
she was
of you.
probably like the only one out there, but she caught the fish. So
Oh,
it
you
was
deserve
actually
her.
very good. It was a very,
job by
very
all
good
of
weekend.
you.
So thank you. Thanks. It went well.
Lots of work.
Keith should have the final numbers. We did a silent auction, which was actually very profitable
nice.
as well.
Good.
That raised some good money for nothing on our end. So one of the guys, Jason, hooked us up there. So
Oh, the boards. I saw a picture of those.
yes, the cornhole boards.
Cornhole
Yeah,
boards.
his that went well, but I guess obviously that was Valentine's evening. Valentine's evening, and a lot of plow guys. So a lot of people didn't come because of the weather.
Okay, yeah.
But it was the local people that won it, not the ringers that came in last year.
I don't even know who. I don't even know who won it. I didn't
Yeah,
study.
Huh?
I think it was.
Yeah, it was Tom Adamakos, and I don't know who else he was with.
Oh, does he know how to play cornhole? Oh, okay. So it was good. It was a very good, tiring weekend, but I think it went well.
Good.
So.
Miss-
And the Lions Club was good. They came and they ran the concessions this year, so that was great. So we're getting better. It's evolving.
Well, last year was great, so
Yeah.
unfortunately we missed this year.
yeah,
But,
yeah. So next year, hopefully the weather will improve.
yeah.
This February though, but it went well. So thank you.
I think Sandy was happier where she was.
I don't blame her. It was cold.
Yeah, I was happy.
Now, were there any other requests? Just wanted, before we shut it down, because I always seem to miss,
Just the email. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't.
and that was just an email, okay.
Yep.
just an email.
So we'll be getting together next week with the leagues to hammer out talent. That's gonna be. And next year we put in place a January meeting.
Yeah.
Because this is like.
No, not for January. They'll meet in January and they'll tell us what they go
Right,
forward.
right, but we'll tell them, meet in January,
Right.
tell us what the schedules are.
And we'll just have to block March as a consistency. Just block the calendar for the month. Plan on it that way.
But just so I'm clear, we still want these.
Yes. Otherwise, we don't know who's running the.
I agree, so we
Yeah.
have to figure out a way to, when they try to use the calendar, say, please fill out a form, right? And email it to the league.
But like he said, the calendar's for those one hitters.
But they're not turning into that.
Right.
Now they're all learning that I can go there, which it's an easier thing for them. I would too. They can go there, they put the request in, it's done. But we don't have any record of it.
Right.
So, I guess,
Something to review next week.
yeah, we have to figure out some way to link it, or if there's a way. I mean, they love it, I know. They all use it. It's very easy.
Somebody else?
I think that was it. I'll tell Steve he has to go talk to GMS.
All right, we'll save it in 2 weeks. Make a motion to adjourn. All in
Second.
favor? Second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
That was the
5
only,
That was the only vote we did. Adjourn.
I know.
Thanks for
Yeah,
coming.
well,
Good luck with your fundraiser there.
Thank you. And I will talk to you tomorrow, and you'll let me know if GMS, LMS,
Yep.
which is easier. Okay. All right. Thank you.
They'll be really happy to hear from me again. It's been a quiet winter.
I hope that's-
All right, so here's your basketball question.
Okay, ready?
So
You're an official doing a game.
The whole idea of the.
High school or